This is my 2019 Tiffin Wayfarer 24TW. That's the model with the twin beds. Welcome aboard. We're going to talk about winterizing. This is just how I winterize. So take it as you will, but enjoy. I hope you can learn something. And let's go outside and get started. Hello, this is my 2019 Wayfarer. It's made by Tiffin. It's a 24TW. And what I'm doing today, as you can see, the leaves are falling. I'm going to be winterizing. What I've done so far is I partially filled my black and gray tanks and rinsed them out real good at the dump site. And now I'm going to start draining my lines. There's 3 outlets here. As you can see, there's a little red stripe. That would be the hot water line, and I'm going to open that up. And also, this will be the cold water line, opening that up. And also my freshwater tank, which is almost empty now because I did run it down quite a bit with the water pump. Now this is the control for the Truma hot water system inside. The day before yesterday, now it's still pretty warm out, so I just shut the Truma off inside here, and that supposedly shuts it off totally. And then also this morning I shut the power off. This power off is a toggle switch. It can be on either by pushing it down or pushing it up, but off is in the middle, kind of a funny system. I don't know why they didn't just put a two-way switch. That I turned off a couple hours ago. I also shut my main gas valve off. Now the winterization process of the Truma is very simple. Once the Truma gets bypassed, we'll get to that step in a minute. You reach up, just undo the latch at the top of the yellow trough and lower the trough down, and all the water will flow freely out of the Truma. You may increase the flow by opening the vent valve, and you can also pull out the filter. The filter slides very easily out, as you can see there. You'll find 2 bypass valves on the back side of the Truma. To access the Truma and the TW model, you must open up the area underneath the bed. This is the bed on the passenger side, of course. And inside you'll see the 2 valves. One is on the center return flow, and the other valve is at the bottom of the Truma. This diagram illustrates the 2 valves a little more clearly. If you follow the blue arrows, you see where the water comes in. It would enter the Truma through the bottom connection by turning the bypass valve to the up position. You'll see where the blue lines show the flow of the water going up and out, totally bypassing the Truma system. The center line, that valve, shuts the water off. That is normally the recirculation line. What I've done is I've added 2 quick connects to my city water line and also to the black tank flush line. This just makes it easier to connect your hoses when you get to the campground. I also like to blow out the lines with a little compressed air prior to putting antifreeze in the lines. Just cleans the water out, makes it easier. You use a little less antifreeze and you get a better job. I flip the valves to the position that Tiffin recommends. And if you have the other system other than the Truma, you'll want to do this also. I just do it as an extra precaution even though we have the other two bypass valves installed. What I like to do now is blow a little compressed air through my water lines, blow the water out of the line, just a little extra step, make sure the job is done good. And I'll add 35 pounds, not any more than 40, and I'll have my wife go up and she'll open the kitchen sink, bathroom sink, the shower, hot and cold lines, and also step on the toilet pedal, and I'll do the outside shower while I'm at it. On past motorhomes, Tiffin supplied a hose to connect with the inlet side of the water pump to pump antifreeze in through the system. What you do is disconnect that, hook the hose up, stick it in the bottle of antifreeze, and it'll pump it right in. But what I bought with my last motorhome was this nice little valve that'll go right in there, and this tube I'll stick in the antifreeze bottle, and it will siphon the antifreeze right out of there through the pump and through the water system. That was a simple install. You just don't want to over tighten these. They're very easily tightened by hand. And I've installed that in this little lever. That's normal. And then you go like that to bypass. And this simple hose here will be put on, and then we will suck the antifreeze right out of the bottle and into the system. Hey, did you know there's two different types of antifreeze available? I noticed that at the Walmart the other day. The one on the left is a red or antifreeze, and it says right on the label it's less corrosive. So I decided I'd do that just in case I got any antifreeze in my Truma system, or maybe you're winterizing and you don't have the newer valves that bypass the Truma. So you might want to use that. Just make sure you do drain the antifreeze out of your Truma system afterwards. They tell me that it's really no harm in doing that. I've opened the bypass valve. I've stuck the tube into the antifreeze, and by turning the pump on, the antifreeze should be sucked into the system. And there it goes. Let's see if it comes through the faucet. And we're just waiting for some pink to come out. And there is pink. That's the cold side. And that would be the hot side. Perfect. And we're putting enough in the drain there to winterize the trap. Now for the toilet. And there we have pink. And I like to leave a little bit in the bowl just for the fact that it keeps the seals lubricated throughout the winter. And don't forget the shower. Put a little bit of antifreeze in the trap. And we won't forget the shower head for pink to come out of there. You can see it only took just under a gallon. The other thing I can't forget about is the outside shower. So let's do that. Do the cold, turn on the water pump. Pink is coming out. And now the hot water. Another thing I sometimes will do is I'll just open up the low point valves, drain some of that antifreeze out of there. It makes your de-winterization process a little easier, gets the antifreeze and some of the bad taste out of the lines, so it's not sitting in there all winter. Sometimes you could even put a little compressed air on and blow the antifreeze right back out and into the bottle and use it again if you winterize often, or next year when you winterize. My wife sometimes is known to call me a tight Swede. I prefer thrifty. The other thing I'll check is that there is no water in the filter that might freeze. I'll take the filter off with this wrench and make sure there's antifreeze in that. The thing I like to do is I hook a hose up to my Sani flush line, and I'll pour some antifreeze in there with a funnel, and then I'll blow a little air into the line to blow that line out, put a little antifreeze in the black tank, and it makes sure that there's no water or moisture in that line that might freeze. I'll also do the same thing to my fresh water tank inlet as well.